It's the Star Wars news that you've been waiting for. This week, at long last, Random House Books released Thrawn, the new origin story of everybody's favorite Chiss Imperial. Written by Thrawn's original creator Timothy Zahn, the book details the rise of Thrawn during the height of the Empire's power. But of course there's more Star Wars news than that. Coming out of Star Wars Celebration in Orlando this week, fans got the big reveal trailer they've been waiting for, the official announcement of Star Wars Battlefront 2. The new Battlefront game looks to correct some of the missteps of its predecessor, forgoing the need for a season pass to access all the content and including a single-player campaign this time around. The single-player campaign will put you in the boots of an Imperial specialist, detailing the Empire side of the war between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. But yes, I know, that's not the trailer you want to know about, so here it is, the official trailer for the fourth and final season of Star Wars Rebels. It seems that this will be the last adventure for the crew of the Ghost, which may or may not require a tragic end for the ship's Force users. And speaking of animated projects, David Filoni is also working on a series of short animations tying together all of Star Wars' recent properties, from the Clone Wars to Rogue One to the original trilogy all the way through The Force Awakens. And of course they also released a trailer for some side project they've been working on for Christmas. The Lost Jedi or something. It looks like it might be alright. Jokes aside, there really isn't much to discuss about the Episode 8 trailer. It has everything you would expect to see in the teaser, and nothing you wouldn't. But that wasn't the only teaser out this week. Marvel also released the first look at Thor Ragnarok, showing off Hela, Jeff Goldblum, and the Green Scar himself. Over in video games, Nintendo held a new Nintendo Direct this week, showcasing what's coming up for the Switch and 3DS this year. Even though the Switch is the new portable hotness, the 3DS is still getting some love, with Hey Pikmin transitioning to a 2D platformer. Monster Hunter Stories has you taming monsters for their various abilities and battling with them Pokemon style. And for the creative types out there, RPG Maker Fest will let anybody build their own classic RPG game for the 3DS. And for those that just want to play the games, RPG Maker Player will be a free download, letting anybody play custom games. To nobody's surprise, Fire Emblem Echoes Shadows of Valentia will feature significant amounts of DLC, both free and paid, expanding the game's story. Celebrating Kirby's 25th anniversary, Team Kirby Clash Deluxe is a new multiplayer game that'll be free to start, which means microtransactions galore if you want to really enjoy it. For a more traditional priced model, Kirby's Blowout Blast will be a 3D adaptation of classic Kirby gameplay, and there's also a third multiplayer game scheduled for release later this year, but no details were announced. In Amiibo news, 3 new figures are coming for the Legend of Zelda series. New figures based on Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, and Skyward Sword will officially unlock some new Breath of the Wild content previously unavailable without spoofing the NFC reader. The Skyward Sword Link will unlock the Hero of the Sky armor set, Majora's Mask Link will unlock the Fierce Deity armor and Fierce Deity sword, and the Twilight Princess Link will serve the same function as the out-of-print Smash Bros. Link amiibo, unlocking the Hero of the Twilight armor set and Epona. And speaking of Smash Bros., the final set of figures for the Super Smash Bros. Series is also on the way, with Nintendo releasing figures for Cloud, Corrin, and Bayonetta. Over on the Switch, ARMS is getting some attention, showing off some customization options with different elements and status effects. It seems you'll also be able to mix and match different ARMS to your liking. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe brings back double items, a revamped battle mode, and more new characters. Ultra Street Fighter 2 The Final Challengers marks the 700th version of the game, featuring a 2-player versus CPU mode, updated graphics, and 2 new alternates for Ryu and Ken. And in Sonic news, some new footage about Sonic Forces was shown, giving us a look at yet another 3D remake of the Green Hill Zone. The game's mysterious third character was also teased, looking oddly similar to obscure 90s mascot Bubsy.
What could possibly go wrong?
For the Disgaea fans out there, Disgaea 5 Complete is also heading to the Switch for all of the enemy stacking and grinding you could possibly ask for. Likewise, Rayman Legends Definitive Edition will bring an enhanced version of the classic platformer to the Switch. And if you thought you had too many friends, a Switch version of Monopoly is also in the works. Finally, Splatoon 2 looks to be expanding its game types, offering a multiplayer co-op mode where a team of 4 defends against waves of computer enemies. In other video game news, Blizzard's Overwatch has a new event, and for the first time, it's not themed after a real-world event. Overwatch Uprising digs into the lore of the Overwatch universe, putting players in a PvE version of King's Row set 7 years before the current game. Of course, the new mode features a slew of new skins, emotes, and highlights to go with it. Hitting theaters this week, there's not really a whole lot going on, but you may want to check out Phoenix Forgotten. Based on the real-life UFO sightings from 1997, this found-footage movie looks like the Blair Witch Project, but with aliens. For something a little more grounded, Bill Nye Saves the World starts this week on Netflix, tackling science topics that, for some reason, may be considered controversial depending on your political views. And in video games, as expected, Bayonetta got a surprise PC release this week, putting the Platinum icon out there with high-res graphics and 60 frames per second. Next up, Late Shift is a rare FMV game that looks like it actually has some budget and talent behind it. Can't say much about the gameplay, but it looks like it could be a good movie to watch. Speaking of, out of the virtual ton of visual novels out this week, The Falconeer's Moonlight stands out, looking like there might actually be some effort put into the presentation. The art is certainly better than you generally see out of the genre. And wrapping up a trio of story-based recommendations, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale series, has the longest title of any game out this week, but will hopefully live up to Telltale's high, but possibly stagnant expectations. For other Disney-owned products, Disney's Afternoon Collection is out this week, porting 6 classic NES games in all their 8-bit glory, thankfully with some modern conveniences for those of us that want a taste of nostalgia without the grind of memorizing every enemy and jump. And for more modern cartoons, Rick and Morty Virtual Reality will let those of you with VR setups finally realize their full potential by using them to play with the 3D cartoon garage. Finally, Brawlout looks like the answer for anybody that wanted a competitive version of Smash Bros on their PC, because that is exactly what this is. Wrapping things up with this week's CGBros video, I'm in a Dragon Ball mood lately, and this teaser for a fan film by Esteban Alvarez looks pretty spectacular. Certainly better than Dragon Ball Evolution.
Now your people have come for you, and the Earth is under threat once more. The question is, can you protect it this time?
And of course, this week's awesome video could only be this moving tribute to Carrie Fisher presented during Star Wars Celebration.
I think I am Princess Leia and Princess Leia is me. It's like a Mobius striptease.
So I think George did get confused. The less clothing on women, the more confused he is. Probably in a good way.
That's everything for this week, so what Star Wars product are you most excited about? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe, pass this video around to your friends, and have a happy Easter!